Hey, what's up, fam? Tackling chapters 17 through 19 of Fairy Tale Happy's adventure. Like I said, this has been a really fun story. I like seeing Happy as a support character in the role of the main character. He feels a lot different than something like the other spin-offs where it's been a side character as a main character for a little bit. You're not going to see a lot of Happy in these like roles of responsibility and just like heroism as much. You get a little bit of it in Edalus and some places, but it's different here where he's the main, he's a star. But leaving off where the story was, they see like a hologram after inserting the smile heart into one of these three hole shapes and getting a video of a crying girl who says like Happy save me. Happy's wondering how somebody who he doesn't know knows who he is, and there's this whole thing of the fact that in their world humans are like from folk tales and like legends, so they don't know whether or not this is actually real, like humans in general. They have no real proof, but the fact that there's one in this video, the mural has a human in it, one that especially knows Happy. Then there's kind of like talked about the mystery, and this might be proof that humans in fact did live in the world, but also the fact that it's supposedly decades to maybe 100 plus years old. So where exactly is this person who knows Happy, who existed from far back then, coming from? And there's definitely the question of whether or not this is an alternate dimension. Is it Happy's dream? Is he in the future? Is he just on an island maybe that's somewhere in the fairy tale world, somewhere in Earthland that's just like secluded from the rest of the world where all these talking animal people are from? Who knows? We'll find out by at least the end of the story. But looks like he's gonna have to get these other three shaped keys for this pedestal to find out more of what goes on, more of these secrets. And it looks like it's going to be where they're going after this. I want to kind of get through the next bit. I want to skip over the fact that there's a lewd furry doing lewd furry things. It's I'm not a fan of the furry. Some people might be. I don't want it to be too much of a hindrance on my enjoyment of the story because I really like the story. I enjoy this spinoff, but I don't really like seeing the furry that much. But as I said, I'm just gonna kind of skim through those bits. The old man tortoise who somehow forgets is it as a turtle's age. I don't know how he forgets his name all the time, or not his name, forgets that people know him already. Like he always tells people who he is, and Luna the fox chick is like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. And while he's Happy's talking to the tortoise and like going over everything, you can see that the guy knows something, but he pretends like he doesn't. He's like, oh, I don't know shit. Yeah, move along. Whereas once they leave, Luna, it turns out she stole a scroll that tells them a little bit about the tree itself. It says like there's a legend. There's a princess sleeping in the tower, and it's the power of the heavens, the body of the ground, the heart of darkness, and it's to be shut. So there's definitely a secretive, mysterious riddle going on there that they'll probably find out. And then it's revealed that the Turtle Man does, in fact, know, 100% confirmed, the girl that was in the hologram, Maris, but definitely it's going to be something that they find out way later on. The interesting thing is when they after that is they find out a little bit about the items, the keys. They say the smile heart, it drives off the darkness that's spreading in everyone's hearts, obviously because it involves making people happy to get more powerful, making them happier. There's the healthy crystal, which is unleashes the sleeping body. I'm wondering if that has like a power up thing, like it makes you have a strong body. Maybe that'll make super happy at some point. And the ether moon, it calls out the lost power. So I don't know exactly what maybe that'll do. Maybe it'll bring about something that was sealed away. Maybe if anyone ever want to do anything, but the ether moon being something to do with Luna, obviously. I didn't even need to know what happens later to know that that was the case. Obviously, when she's got a crescent moon on her scarf, handkerchief, whatever, that was gonna have something to do with her, and then her getting a little bit upset thinking about this thing, Ether Moon. What's more important in this chapter is the introduction of this character Chi, who I really like. He's like this little cheetah boy who's from a criminal town, and he's trying to get this guy to give him bananas. And every time he has any form of confrontation, he tells people if they don't do it, he's gonna bite them. But he's got this like little happy expression on his face, little smile. And Happy is very polite to him, gives him a fish that he doesn't obviously understand. any form of kindness because he's from like a town of criminals and ruffians. But when Happy explains to him like, "Hey, you can be my friends. I don't mind sharing with you. We could be pals." This little cheetah, his name's Chi, is very happy about it. He's made his first friend, but when he tells him who he's looking for this girl that has something that he wants, and it turns out that when all the girls know her, all the girls in this village find out that the hero is looking for someone. They all kind of run to him because they want to just from like dirtying up the rumor and the word. They think that he's looking for a wife, and once the Fox Frey shows up, turns out that she is who he's looking for, trying to get the Ether Moon. But she is not very happy because of Happy's popularity with all these people. He liked him because he thought he was alone. He thinks that he's lying to him, and he gets very unhappy that he thinks that he's been tricked and deceived. And he actually is pretty powerful for a little foot and a half tall cheetah boy. Like he kicks the ground and makes like this big carving air current just from the speed and force that he put out from it. He goes and knocks out the cheetah girl in one punch, takes her out. And while he's trying to like talk to Happy, you get this really cool like you have a little tiny cat fight, and it's not like goofy. It definitely looks a lot more serious, and just punches Happy out, knocks him unconscious, and puts him on the ground. And that's actually pretty impressive. Not in terms of like how powerful the punch was, but how fast he was. Because something that's very consistent about Happy and the Exceed within Fairy Tail is that they're very fast and they can actually compete. Because obviously, when it comes to some of the things Natsu does, he's fast, but when it comes to fighting any aerial combat, he needs Happy, and Happy's able to compete with some of these bigger characters in the world in terms of speed. So the fact that this cheetah was able to outspeed him is definitely pretty impressive. Like, obviously he's not going to be as powerful as some big shots in Fairy Tail, but in terms of speed, like just given that fact, he should be comparable. Like for real, it's a little bit weird to think about, but it's definitely true. But these ones leave off in chapter 19 with Happy being like, I have to go to Wild Town where Chi is left. He has to rescue his friends because now Luna's been captured, but also he wants to save Chi from whatever kind of corruption he's gone through. He thinks he's lost his way and wants to help him out. And this is where things get more interesting because like I said, I actually like Chi as a character. Out of all the ones introduced within the side story, he's the only one that I hope act like if this is not a dream, will come back and join the main Fairy Tail world. Whether there are, regardless of what's going on with this location, I hope that he returns with Happy. I like the character. He's an interesting little guy. I'd like him to just hang out with Laxus, please. He reminds me so much of a fighting festival like and before Laxus, and I'd like to see that vicious like little cat boy hanging out on his shoulder. Please do that for me, even if he's not an Exceed. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Tell me in the comments what you think about these below, and whether or not you like this spin-off. I think it's pretty fun so far. Like for real, it's almost at 25. It's been out for I think 6 months now. I think 6 months. Definitely, because obviously it's every week. 25. It's close to 6 months. Anyway, so well 24, but definitely fun. And like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out my other videos, and if you're subscribed already, I really appreciate it. But otherwise, thank you much for listening. Bye.